What's up, guys? Your boy, 22K13, going to give you guys your wrestling news wrap up for July 8, 2015. New CM Punk UFC training video release. UFC Ultimate Insider, which aired on Fox Sports 1 side, stateside, had aired a video clip of CM Punk alongside Luke Rockhold, Rashad Evans, and Forrest Griffin training at Exo Athlete Performance Institute in Phoenix, Arizona. The clip had brought comments from men in the press and MMA community stating that Punk looked ripped and bigger than ever before. But in reality, it simply appears he has cut a lot of excess weight and is probably walking around closer to his fight weight. He certainly shed a lot of body fat and looked much leaner than he did in his wrestling days. The training session is part of the UFC new combat training initiative, which focuses on proper training methods combined with proper nutrition, as well as supporting activities like muscle therapy, acupuncture, and so forth. Meanwhile, Punk has been announced as taking part in the UFC UT Man 5K race this coming Saturday, prior to UFC 189, which is part of the Promotion Fight Week activity. The race is being held to raise funds for the largest food bank in southern Nevada, 3 Square. So while Punk isn't fighting in the UFC anytime soon, with 2015 looking more and more as if it will be the year of his professional MMA debut, the UFC is certainly getting their money's worth out of him on the promotion side of things, utilizing him as much as possible in the media and ancillary events. Eva Marie husband takes personal shot at Nikki Bella. Eva Marie husband launched a scathing Twitter attack on Nikki Bella, but later deleted the comment. This was following Nikki tweeting, "Every other diva has given up everything to be here. Why has one girl not? Shows true passion and heart," and hashtag Total Diva. Nikki's tweet was following the new episode of Total Diva, which featured Eva Marie trying to improve her wrestling skills. Eva's husband, Jonathan Corio, tweeted back to Nikki, "Bella Twins LOL, hashtag sacrifice, giving up the Kyle King and John Manson for the Kyle King and his tour bus, hashtag the struggle is real, hashtag Total Diva. The Kyle King is a type of bed, it is a personal dig, insinuating that Nikki is only successful in WWE because she's sleeping with the biggest wrestling star." He quickly deleted the comment as it was clearly quite harsh and personal. This followed the earlier comment that Paige had for Eva. It is all getting a little too real and heated, bordering on ugly and inappropriate. Fans can no longer distinguish what is storyline and reality, but it seems like the hatred in the Diva locker room for Eva is very real. That in turn makes you wonder if this is bordering on bullying, which would be very inappropriate given the fact that Nikki Bella and Paige appear at Anti-Bullying Be a Star event. Eva, one of the fittest ladies on the WWE roster, and had always been a gym obsessor. She never dedicated time to learning to wrestle, but is now doing so. The fact that the likes of Paige and Nikki Bella are being so mean about it is perhaps a reflection on their own insecurity as performers. As for Corey's word about sleeping with Cena, while inappropriate fans have noticed the same correlation between Nikki Push in relationship with the franchise stars. Paige shoot on Eva Marie after WWE Total Diva. Paige had criticized Eva Marie's wrestling aspirations following the season 4 premiere of WWE Total Diva. It will be a storyline this season that Eva is trying hard to improve her wrestling skills in the face of adversity from the other divas who are bitchy about her. But Paige's Twitter comment looked to be the real thing, a shoot at Eva's complete lack of effort in her first 2 years with WWE. While the WWE wants the storyline progression, they want Eva Marie to ultimately get over in all of this. They don't want her made to look lazy and superficial. And I quote, "I'm not getting it after 6 days. It's kind of weird to me considering you had 2 years to try and didn't bother. Now you have passion," is what Paige posted late on Tuesday night. The reason that this is bad for Eva is because it is true. She did nothing to earn her spot in WWE. Other than look sexy, she then did nothing to progress her career until WWE recently put her to learn in-ring wrestling. However, in the training video she had posted on Instagram, she had demonstrated progressive improvement. She appeared genuinely motivated and deserves support. Paige is hardly the finished article herself when it comes to in-ring wrestling. She decent, but she nowhere near great, and regularly botches. Funnily enough, in pure fitness state, Eva Marie will almost certainly be fitter than her. She a gym freak and got signed to WWE based on her fitness background. All she needs to do is get in the ring, get the in-ring part of her game down, and who knows what potential there could be. Samoa Joe training with Batista. Samoa Joe is training Muay Thai and catch wrestling with Dave Batista. The NXT star posted the above photo to his Twitter account saying, "Training day, Muay Thai, catch wrestling." It sounds more like an MMA session than an actual pro wrestling workout. Joe had trained in MMA for years. He isn't about to step into a cage anytime soon, but he likes to keep fit with the training. He then worked several MMA aspects into his pro wrestling work, which is partly why he come across as so legitimate in the ring. Batista had a brief MMA career, winning his one lower league fight in 2012. He didn't stick around the sport due to his age. He's now 46 and completely focused on his successful movie career. He is expected to reprise his role as Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which is scheduled for a 2017 release. Perhaps he's training with Joe to get into shape for that muscular role. As for Joe, he's a fully fledged NXT superstar now. He looks to be still on course for a big match with Kevin Owens at some point, and he'll be one of the centerpiece for NXT big event at Brooklyn Barclays Center the night before SummerSlam. Backstage WWE news on Charlotte and Sasha Banks main roster debut. The debut of NXT star diva Charlotte and Sasha Banks on the main WWE roster are imminent. The current plan, according to PW Insider, are to team up the divas with Paige against the Bella Twins and Alicia Fox in a 6-diva tag match at SummerSlam. It was also noted that Bayley was considered for a call-up to the main roster, but she's currently dealing with a broken hand and may not be ready in time. The next WWE pay-per-view is Battleground on July 19th, which could be another match with Paige challenging Nikki Bella for the Diva title, with the story being that Paige had no friend, that when Charlotte and Sasha can debut, or they can save it for Raw the next night. Since SummerSlam takes place on August 23rd, there are 5 weeks to build up to the match. After Charlotte dropped the NXT Women's title to Banks back in February, fans were hoping that she would be on the main roster after WrestleMania. Charlotte appeared on Raw in a match last December when she lost to Natalya leading up to an NXT special, but that wasn't considered a full-time main roster debut. Banks is the current NXT Women's Champion that has wrestled Charlotte many times, including the main event of an NXT Live event in Philadelphia. She has spent most of her time in NXT as a heel, but in this storyline she will be a face that shows up to help Paige. Both women are ready for the main roster, and hopefully their addition means that WWE booked the Diva division in a more serious manner. WWE dropped YouTube show. Renee Young confirmed on Twitter that WWE had dropped the After Total Diva YouTube show, which was a post-Total Diva show hosted by Young. WWE star wrestled his first match in months. WWE star Rusev wrestled his first match since May last night, as he has been out with an ankle injury. Rusev wrestled a match against Fandango, which will air on SmackDown this week. Big update. Replacement announced for Diana on WWE Tough Enough contestant appeared on WWE TV in the past. Detail. As seen on WWE Tough Enough last night, Diana chose to leave the show on her own accord, and WWE has announced someone will replace her on the show. Chelsea Green, who previously appeared on WWE TV, will be replacing Diana. Green previously played the part of Daniel Bryan, physical therapist during Bryan's storyline with the Authority. Stephanie McMahon accused Green and Bryan of having an affair. Green is a graduate of the Storm Wrestling Academy, headed up by former WWE, WCW, and ECW star Lance Storm. Green arrived at the Tough Enough bearer early Wednesday morning. More backstage news on Vince McMahon banning a WWE move name. As noted yesterday here on the website, it appears that for whatever reason Vince McMahon and the WWE has decided to pull the use of the term backbreaker. It's possible that Vince may have had another decree for the commentary team not to use the term, though Michael Cole did use it during Monday Night Main Event on Raw. We're not sure why Vince or WWE have decided to remove the term, but McMahon has requested the term be kept off television previously. Roddy Piper to clear up any confusion about his departure from Podcast One soon. As noted, Steve Austin directed the rumor about him being responsible for getting Roddy Piper fired from Podcast One due to an episode of Piper's Show where Piper co-host Will Sasso impersonated Austin. Steve Austin cleared up those rumors on Tuesday episode of his podcast by reading a report from another wrestling website word for word. Austin said the timeline is inaccurate. That podcast was recorded 3 to 5 months ago. He didn't like the podcast and he went on his road and kept going on with his podcast. He doesn't want any BS in his life due to his age. It is what it is, said Austin. Later on, Austin got a phone call from the president of Podcast One about Piper's future with the company. Roddy set up a meeting with the president. Roddy said to the president that he didn't want to do the podcast for the network anymore due to other things he wanted to do in his life. The president said that if Roddy doesn't want to do a podcast anymore, then that's fine, and Roddy walked out of the door. No hard feeling between the two, and the door is always open between the two sides. Austin ended by saying that he had nothing to do with Roddy leaving the company. Austin went on to praise Piper for his pro wrestling career. He ended the podcast by saying he would not further comment on the matter. In an update, Roddy Piper tweeted out the following, and I quote, "This will be clear up and gone after my next podcast. I heard what Steve said. Respect. My honor, not for sale." WWE Raw viewership from Monday night is in. How tall did it do? Monday episode of WWE Raw drew 3,647,000 viewers, which is up from last week's really low 3,453,000 viewers. WWE aired the episode of Raw from Chicago, Illinois at the All-State Arena. WWE Hall of Famer said Roddy Piper is no longer under contract with WWE. During this week's episode of WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair podcast, Woo Nation, Flair brought up the topic of Roddy Piper requesting to be released from his contract with Podcast One. As noted, there were rumors that Steve Austin had Piper fired after some comments were made by Piper co-host during a recent episode of his podcast about Austin not showing up at WrestleMania 31. The co-host impersonated Austin during the show. Austin mentioned on Tuesday episode of his podcast that he did not have Piper fired, but rather Piper wanted out of his contract with the podcast network. According to Flair, WWE took away Roddy Piper's legend contract as a result of the rumor issues with Austin. 2008 leaked memo resurfaced on Reddit revealing terms Vince McMahon had banned WWE announcers from using on TV. A 2008 leaked memo has resurfaced on Reddit. It has been picked up by outlets such as Complex, Uprock, and Deadspin. The memo was issued to WWE announcers as a way to offer them tips on words and phrases that are not allowed on WWE television. Some of the terms included in the memo are as follows: belt, trap, the business, our industry, pro wrestling, pro wrestler, house show, war, performance, performer, sports entertainment. Are you serious? Moving on. DQ, US, hospital, fashion, the title is on the line, talent, interesting, shop, backstage, feud, fans. Title changing hands. This don't make no sense. No wonder the company. Moving on. It should be noted that this memo was issued back in 2008. So obviously some of these terms are now allowed on TV, such as sports entertainment. The memo also noted Vince McMahon does not want WrestleMania referred to as the granddaddy of them all, as it makes the yearly event seem dated. Vince also does not want talent reading dirt sheets. They want announcers to refrain from learning internet phrases like 5-star matches. Before I move on to this, before I move on to the next story, let me comment on this first. So you mean to tell me we can't say that? You mean to tell me the announcer can't say fans? We gotta say universe, so they gotta say universe. No wonder Vince McMahon is out of touch. Moving on. Big storyline. Update on the condition of Dolph Ziggler following WWE Raw attack. Rusev take him out indefinitely. WWE had issued a storyline update on the condition of Dolph Ziggler following the assault by Rusev on this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. Further evaluation by medical staff revealed that Ziggler is suffering from a severely bruised trachea. He was released from the hospital Tuesday afternoon after being monitored overnight to make sure his windpipe didn't close. He is having issues talking and swallowing and will be out indefinitely. There has been some speculation surrounding the contractual status of Ziggler and whether or not this storyline injury could have been a way to write him off television until the two sides came to an agreement. And a contract had officially been signed. So far as we have heard, that is not the case, and WWE is stiffly pushing ahead with the program between the two, which will likely result in a pay-per-view match as an upcoming Battleground event. WWE issued statement and update on fans hit by car door on Raw this week. As noted, a fan was struck by the car door thrown into the barricade by Brock Lesnar on Raw this past Monday night. Footage of the incident can be seen at this link, and WWE had issued the following statement, and I quote, WWE immediately responded to the incident during last night's show. The fan was unharmed and declined any medical attention. Jim Ross talked about porn to get Vince McMahon interested in Diva. In an attempt to get Vince McMahon to sign Gail Kim, Jim Ross told the WWE chairman that Asian porn was really popular. Ross recounted the story on the latest Ross Report podcast, remembering that Vince was shocked that such a thing as Asian porn existed. And I quote, Vince said to me, "Do you want to hire this Asian girl? Right?" "I don't know. I just don't know," Ross explained. I said, "Vince, there's a lot of guys who like Asian women. There's Asian porn sites." McMahon then responded, No way, get out. Asked if he didn't believe such a thing as Asian porn could exist. WWE signed Gail Kim in 2002, but she left in 2004 due to a lack of wrestling opportunity. She returned in 2008, but left again in 2011, fed up with her lack of opportunity to wrestle. She a legitimate in-ring talent with Ross acknowledged, claiming that she's one of his favorite wrestlers. However, you can't help but feel a little dismay at Ross' recollection of the McMahon conversation. Asian women have a lot of sex appeal to guys. Plus, she really good, Ross said. What a shame that she really good isn't the first and only thing that mattered when making a hiring. The fact that JR had to use Asian porn to get McMahon interested in hiring Kim is a real shame. The fact that Vince didn't even believe Asian porn could exist only makes this tale all the more ridiculous. And finally, Chris Jericho hurt during Beast in the East match. In the latest installment of Talking Jericho, Chris Jericho revealed that he hurt his neck at the Beast in the East WWE Network special during his match with Neville. Jericho said that he was hurt when Neville drove into him when he went to catch him. Jericho said he had a hard time moving his neck back and forth after the match, but he's feeling better now. Jericho will go on to talk about how he enjoyed working with newer talent. Well, that's it, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys on the next one. Peace.